Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Tech Sundays. In this episode, we are going to talk about two filter functions, which is calculate and calculatable, how they are similar with each other, and what is the difference between these two. If you want to know more, please stay tuned till the end of this video. And also, if you are all here for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe our channel for the latest updates. As you can see on my screen, I have calculated two measures. One is using calculate DAX function and another using calculatable DAX function. However, you have noticed over here both are returning the same value. So what is the difference between these two? How they are getting calculated? So let's figure it out. Here you can see calculate DAX function evaluates an expression in a modified filter context, and its syntax is calculate expression then filters. On the other hand, calculate table, it's gonna evaluate a table expression in a modified filter context, while its syntax seems the same. But you have noticed calculate is gonna evaluate an expression. It's gonna return you a single value. However, calculate table evaluates a table expression. It's gonna need a table expression. Calculate performs exactly the same functionality, except it modifies the filter context applied to an expression that returns a scalar value. So guys, always keep in your mind, whenever you need to return a single value or a scalar value, please use calculate function. However, if you need to return a table as an expression, then please use the calculate table. Now let's get started and see how to calculate this. Before going further, let me just delete these two measures which I created already. Now you can see I don't have any of those measures. So we are going to create these two measures once again using calculate and calculate table and DAX functions. The very first is calculate total sales. I'm going to choose a country name which is Spain. So we have to write calculate. It's going to evaluate an expression in a context of modified filters, and it's going to return us a single value or a scalar value. So write sum. What sum is going to do? Sum is the DAX function which is going to add all the numbers in a column. And which column do we want to add? It's the sales. Sales order, sales. And now I'm going to apply a filter for the country. So we can write filter, table name again, sales order, and country equals to Spain. So guys, you can see over here in this measure, I'm gonna create the total sales for Spain using the calculate DAX function. First I applied the calculate DAX function, then I'm gonna use another expression inside it which is a sum. I'm gonna add the total numbers in the sales column, and then I'm applying the filter where country is Spain. Hit enter, and now we can drag it in our field. So let's do it. Now you can see that total sales for Spain, it's 1.22 million. Now let's use another DAX function which is calculate table. But before that, I just want to show you something. DAX calculate table function can used to return a table, as I mentioned earlier, and you can see over here it evaluates a table expression in a modified filter context. Here you can see I have created another table using calculate table function where I wrote down my code calculate table is the DAX function, then sales order which is the table name, and country equals to Spain. So if I go in my table view, you can see that this sales order for Spain, which I just calculated using calculate table function, it's going to return me all the values or all the rows only for the country Spain. However, in sales order table, if you will check the country column, you will get to know it's returning all the countries over here because it's our base table. And using this calculate table function, we created another table, sales order Spain, and in this we are just filtering out data for the country where its country name is Spain. Now let's calculate the total sales for the Spain using calculate table DAX function. So what we have to do over here, we have to again create a new measure, and I'm gonna give it a name, calculate table total sales Spain. Now remember one thing, whenever we use calculate DAX function, we write the expression inside the after the calculate, but here we have to write outside. So sum x is going to return, it returns the sum of an expression evaluated for each row in a table. So it's going to apply on a table. Our table name, we can either use the sales order for Spain, or here we can again use the calculate table function. So now you can see that I'm writing this DAX function, this DAX formula again in order to generate one table which is equivalent to the table that I just showed you, comma. Now we have to give it an expression. So expression over here, the expression would be over here sales, and let's check it out. It's saying there's an error which should not be there, so let me just check. Oh yes, there should be one more bracket, and here it goes. Now you can see that we have calculate table total sales for Spain and the calculate total sales Spain, both are the same. By means to say that they both are gonna perform the same functionality, except so in case of calculate table, the filter context applied to an expression is gonna return you a table object. However, in case of calculate, it's gonna be a single value. I hope you liked today's video, and if you have any question, concern, or if you want to know something more, please do leave us a comment in the comment section. And also there are other videos on the DAX. Please don't forget to check them out.